Okay, Eric, this is your reading. You requested me to use my intuition. I went through all of my decks, and the Messenger Oracle was the one that wants to speak strongest to you. So this is by Raven Felon, and this is one of my newest decks. I've only just recently acquired it, so I'm new to it, but it is lovely. It's one of my favorites. This and my Tarot are my two favorites. So I'm going to tune into your energy and begin opening the space for the communication with your higher self, your God self, your whole self, or wholer. And what we're going to also do is make sure you begin grounding yourself. This is an energy working session as well as a reading. So even though it's short, it's powerful. I want you to go ahead and begin feeling your body, feeling your seat in the chair, your feet on the floor, and grow your roots out from wherever in your body is going to need extra grounding support while we open up what the reading is telling us about these energies. Feel your body flooding with that grounding energy through your feet, your calves, your knees, your thighs, up through your pelvic floor, up into your abdomen, your chest, down your arms to your hands, and back up, flooding the body, the throat and shoulders, up into the head. Feel your heart chakra expanding as your body processes this new energy and cleanses itself, clearing out that which no longer serves. It's ready to just be effortlessly released. While you feel your heart chakra expanding with the earth source, or with the earth energy, open for source energy as well. Call in that source energy just like the sunlight falls on the leaves of the tree. Allow that light to just be absorbed wherever it lands, knowing that in this space you need the most support from source energy in a state of allowance. Feeling that source energy going through the body, down through the head, the throat and shoulders, down the arms and hands, and looping back up again, down through the chest and the abdomen, down into your seat, down through your hips, down through your thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and feet. Allowing that source energy to radiate out from you in all directions. So, while you're in this state of allowance, make an agreement with yourself. Whatever information it is that comes through in this reading, I am going to be open and allow myself to find my truths. I am going to be open for myself to communicate with me on a deeper level than I've allowed before. I am willing to address that which has arisen from this reading that I have previously left unaddressed or incomplete. I am willing to exist as I am and to see myself clearly. So while I was doing your reading, 6 cards kind of jumped out as a little clump. So that's going to be your reading. Oftentimes this happens when a deck really wants to communicate with somebody. I'm not sure exactly how the spread is going to lay out, so I will let you know. It's going to be guided by intuition. This isn't like a traditional spread. And I'm seeing a circle. This feels like the center point of the circle. And it's called Reveal Your Truth. This card often comes up. It's a lot like the moon, which is awesome because we're in the middle of the full moon energy right now. And this is about being willing to take off the mask, being willing to look at the truth of who you are. And I think you're in a deep process of doing that. So while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and support the energy of this card with this stone. This is a connecting stone. This stone is very powerful and good at connecting in to source and into self. So I'm going to, it needs to be adjusted. I'm just using my intuition to guide that. Okay. The next card, this is self. So this is the self that you show. This card is called Have Courage. There's a part of you that, let me tune into this a little more. This is a part of you that lacks courage, that feels a little bit like you can't actually speak up and state your truth. You can't actually speak out and find the assurance that you're being supported by those around you, that you have confidence outside of yourself. There is a lion inside who is very courageous, but he hasn't figured out how to translate that self out into the world yet. He struggles there. So this is a part of what you're hiding behind as well. There's a certain amount of strength in this lack of courage because others step forward to take care as well. And that is where we have to be more realistic with ourselves about the presentation we are creating for others. If we need support, it feels like we aren't actually using our integrity to get that support when we go this way. We feel compromised in our request. And so this is why this is coming up. We will do more energy work on all of this, and I am supporting all of this awareness as it comes through. So just allow it. The judgments that are coming up, or the blocks, or the defenses that are arising as we talk about these issues, because remember, this is seeing behind the mask. Many things are going to try and put the mask back into place. So as we discuss this issue, it's critical that you stay grounded and connected and optimized in yourself, recognizing all of this is just the illusionary package that you've created and you're ready to release. By seeing it clearly, it will release far more than you've ever allowed it before. This is the part, that face that you do not show the world, that you hide. And this is observe in silence. So the part of yourself, I think, that has the courage is also waiting and observing. And that's not serving you anymore. It's time to bring that into consciousness. What has he observed? The lion is the master because he's more the brutish master. You know, he kind of makes his way. You know, it doesn't really matter to him where exactly his territory is. It will change to where it's best for it to be, and he will take over from whatever is already there. Whereas the fox is the master of the forest. He doesn't change his territory. He knows it infinitely well. He knows it with an effortless grace that he can navigate everything. So perhaps the part of yourself that thinks you're supposed to be more like the lion, but in nature is more like the fox, maybe it's time to release the idea that this is what courage looks like. This card, I'm going to feel for a moment because I've never actually read this card. It's called Nurture All You Love. Let me feel what this position is speaking to. This is the way. This is the way out of the circle. Coming out of the circle of this illusion is going to happen when you start loving your nature. It says to nurture all that you love, but I think it's also love all that is your nature. I'm really feeling strongly that as well. Nurture all that you love means you have an idea of your bliss. You already know this. We've already talked about this. Your bliss is strong. It's strong and it's there for you, and following that is what's going to lead you out of this masked world and into your more truth, replacing the blocks of these things and bringing them into full power. As you go along this path of nurturing all that you love, there's going to be a vigilance that's necessary. This card here is called Be Vigilant, and it's a dragon, and he is nurturing his fire. So what's going to be necessary is, even when you feel discouraged, even when you feel it's not quite working right, it's this process, staying true with what you love and staying vigilant and doing even when it doesn't feel like what you're doing is getting you anywhere. And as you come out of the circle, come up and out, you're going to trust in magic. You're going to lose the parts of yourself that don't trust in your own magic, that don't feel like they are true, like, I couldn't possibly be doing this. I couldn't possibly be feeling this way. As we begin to go through this, I'm going to support you. This is a smoky quartz point, very powerful stone, very helpful in keeping one grounded. And this is celestite. It's a celestite half sphere. So we're going to put this. Celestite helps you to remember your divine nature. Now I'm going to begin working the energy that we've uncovered. We're going to begin by feeling our grounded connection, opening up the heart chakra, bringing your attention and awareness into the center of your chest, and imagine the portal there is opening because you are ready to both release and receive. Begin to focus on all the little pings of awareness, all the little thoughts, all the little pings that stirred as we went through these cards, as though they're just little clumps of fat in your soup of your soul. And we're going to allow those little bits of fat to separate. Just like when we're making a soup or a gravy or a stock, we put it in the fridge and allow the fat to come so gently to the surface and just separate effortlessly out from the rest of the fluids, so that we can just skim off the top that fat. This is what you're going to do with this filter that you're wearing, that you've been wearing, the mask. So we're just going to love the internal part, love the journey you're on, love the course and the path and the walking of the path in a total state of allowance. Allowing that to just continue to come to the surface as you fill the spaces left as the debris surfaces. Fill the spaces with more Source and Gaia and you. Calling back into you all the pieces you've left behind to support the mask, all the parts you've given away, all the parts you've rejected. Something in the throat chakra that's opening as a result of this, some truth that you haven't spoken. Speak it now to yourself. Know that this truth that you've just revealed for yourself is only a piece, only a belief held by that piece who is stuck in the reality where they were created. Thank them for showing you this reality that they live within. Thank you for holding all that they have held, the space, the courage, the fear, and the pain. As you allow that little bubble of the filter to surface, love it for its perfection. As these awarenesses surface, begin to ask, what is it that you feel I'm unaware of? Why am I needing this filter in the moment? Allow them to show you the times where the trigger has been sprung and they have come forward, the mask. I am supporting you in these awarenesses and memories. Know that you are not alone and that you are not in those memories. You are only observing them in a state of allowance. Breathe. Breathe more. Breathing in the love of everything you have uncovered and discovered about yourself. Breathing out all that once was true that no longer is so. Breathing in the love. Breathing out the fear. Breathing in the gratitude. Breathing out the judgment. Breathing in the awareness. Breathing out the illusion. Now, as you feel the surface beginning to get that jelly of not truth on the outside of you, just scoop up all of that surface stuff, the debris, as though you had the most perfect skimming tool to scoop all of it up, scoop it all out and away, scoop all the debris off. And we're going to send that up into Source. And any of the attachments to this of other people, any cords connecting it to other people, these filters all go with this filter up into Source. Those people now will be connected to Source, which is what they sought in the first place. We're going to begin just bringing in this new awareness, incorporating it into your energy field. Begin to imagine a place that you love to go, somewhere out in nature, somewhere that you feel completely connected to the physical body, the physical realm, the physical experience, because that's what's going to help support this vibration for you right now. Continue to do more things that you love. Be vigilant and allow these inner observations, inner truths to become reflected on the outside as you release the mask. So much gratitude to you for allowing me to give you this reading, and joy for you that you are about to be free, one step closer to freedom, or as many steps as you decide to take. Have a good day.